Why leadership is becoming the most important finance skill. Let me tell you something that might make a few finance professionals shift in their chairs. Technical skills are no longer the main event. They're expected, assumed. Basically, the equivalent of turning up to a black tie dinner wearing trousers. Nice, but nothing special. Because in today's finance world, leadership has quietly taken the top seat, and it didn't ask permission, it just moved in. You see, finance used to be about precision, accuracy, control. If your numbers were right and your reporting was clean, you were doing your job. Simple. But the environment has changed fast. Now, finance sits right in the middle of everything that actually drives a business. Strategy, technology, risk, people, and increasingly, chaos that arrives unannounced and refuses to leave quietly. Which means being technically strong is no longer enough, because you can have perfect numbers and still make a bad decision. Or worse, watch someone else make one while you sit there quietly knowing the spreadsheet tried to warn everyone 3 meetings ago. That's where leadership becomes the differentiator. Modern finance leaders don't just analyze outcomes, they shape them. They influence decisions before they're made, not after they've already gone slightly sideways. And that requires something far more valuable than technical accuracy. It requires judgment, communication, and presence. The ability to sit in a boardroom full of confident opinions and calmly say, let's just make sure we're not about to do something expensive and emotionally driven. Because let's be honest, businesses don't fail because of lack of data anymore. They fail because data exists, but no one leads the conversation around it properly. Another reason leadership is becoming essential is complexity. Finance is no longer a back office function. It's embedded across the entire organization. Every commercial decision now has financial implications that show up instantly. Pricing, hiring, expansion, technology investment, risk exposure. Everything is connected, which means finance professionals are no longer just reporting the impact of decisions, they're helping make them. And when you're influencing decisions, you're leading, whether your job title admits it or not. Then there's change, arguably the biggest driver of all. AI, automation, regulatory pressure, real-time reporting, new business models. Old processes disappearing faster than people can update their LinkedIn skills. Finance teams are constantly being reshaped. And in that environment, someone has to provide stability, direction, clarity, and that someone is increasingly the finance leader, not the most technical person in the room, the most grounded one, the one who can translate uncertainty into something the business can actually act on without panic. And here's the interesting part. Leadership in finance today isn't loud. It's calm, controlled, confident without needing to prove it. It's the ability to absorb pressure without passing it on, to make decisions when others are still debating definitions, and to keep a team focused when everything around them is shifting slightly faster than feels comfortable. So yes, finance still needs technical expertise, but technical expertise alone doesn't steer organizations anymore. Leadership does, because in a world where data is abundant, tools are automated, and insight is everywhere, the real scarcity is someone who can turn all of that into direction. The one who quietly determines who gets listened to and who gets left explaining their spreadsheet after the decision has already been made. Make sure to stay tuned in for our next video on the finance skills employers are desperately trying to hire in 2026.